Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to be reviewing the MG4 light machine gun in Battlefield 4. This is one of my favorite machine guns. It might be my favorite, I don't know. I need to play around with the other ones a little bit more, but whenever I pick up this thing, I'm just in heaven. It's so easy to use. It's so much fun with 200 rounds, and I love blowing up walls with C4 and then wasting every single person on the other side of it. And why worry about reloading when you have 200 rounds in your box mag? That's like 6.5 assault rifle magazines in your gun at one time. It's just a dream come true. And when you combine that with a crazy rate of fire like 800 rounds per minute, which is competitive even on, say, an assault rifle's terms, now you just have a gun that you don't have to reload, dishes out massive damage, and is fairly accurate, all things considered. Obviously, it's not going to be a precision weapon like an assault rifle. Even carbines can shoot a bit more accurately than this if fired correctly, but the machine guns are just so much fun in close to medium range engagements, and if you got a bipod, you can certainly dish out the damage at longer ranges. Now, I've already done a review on the M249 light machine gun, which is painfully similar to the MG4. They look almost the same. In fact, the MG4 looks like it's basically a ripoff of the M249 in many aspects, but the stat-wise, they're really similar. There is a different recoil pattern on the MG4 versus the M249. I think I like the MG4s better. I've used both guns a lot, and I like them both a lot, but I still think the MG4 is just slightly, ever so slightly, a little bit more accurate if you're good at recoil control. Now, where do you want to use this weapon? Any place that you can guarantee that there's going to be a significant amount of infantry in close to medium range engagement distances. Operation Locker is an excellent map for this weapon. I guarantee you're going to have fun with this gun on Operation Locker. It doesn't even matter if you're a good player. The fact that you got 200 rounds means you really just don't have to stop shooting in most combat situations. I mean, look at that kill right there. That was horribly inaccurate, but I just kept shooting, hip firing, spraying until the guy goes down. Now, one interesting thing about using machine guns with the support class is that you have a lot of ammo, especially with the MG4. You start off with 200 rounds in your mag, and then you get 200 extra rounds. If you go through all that, you're on a hell of a kill streak, but chances are you also have run into somebody with some ammo, or you could find some pretty easily. So running with an ammo crate is pretty much optional. It depends how much you think your team might need the extra ammo, or how many bullets you're really just going to be spraying non-stop. But if you think you can get away without that ammo crate, then you can run with something like a remote mortar or the XM25 instead, and just really expand the versatility of this class for any sort of map or situation. If it's a long range map but you really want to use that MG4, well, the remote mortar is going to be perfect for suppressing your enemies until you can get into close or medium range. Domination really is the perfect environment for this specific gun though. Not having to reload at all is great for this kind of game mode because it's very chaotic. People spawn on other people. All of a sudden one guy turns into 4. They're all around you. The spawn locations for an entire team switches up, so you think you're assaulting and all of a sudden you're getting flanked. So you just need a gun that can be ready to go at all times, and that's what the MG4 is. 200 rounds, fairly accurate, great rate of fire, can deal with a lot of enemies at a time. You can take down a squad of 4 guys no problem without even having to worry about reloading before you engage the next enemy. Alright, let's take a look at the recoil on this weapon, which is essentially the only defining factor between this gun and the M249. This one has less side-to-side recoil and more vertical recoil, while the M249 has more side-to-side and less vertical. I prefer more vertical and less side-to-side, which is why I take the MG4. You can compensate for vertical recoil much easier than you can for side-to-side. So I would actually, sometimes I run this gun with the compensator on there to further reduce the side-to-side recoil. Sometimes I think about just not putting a barrel attachment on there, or even running with something like a flash hider to just hide my flash and not worry about any sort of barrel modification. I'd recommend playing around with both a compensator and muzzle brake and seeing what works well for you, and if you can manage the recoil without either of those, then you'll get some better accuracy overall. Stubby grip or potato grip I think is the best, again with this gun specifically, because it reduces the bloom of your shots, the initial bloom, so you can maintain better accuracy for a slightly longer period of time than you could before. I don't really really plan on hip firing the MG4 very much. It's not that accurate, and it's a good way to lose firefights. So you want to be aiming down sights for most of your engagements. This really makes the ergo grip and the vertical grip not very useful. And on top of that, pretty much all light machine guns in the game have very, very little first shot recoil, so the angled foregrip really doesn't have much of a place going on a light machine gun. In fact, stubby and potato grip seem to be the grip of choice for all machine guns out there. Now, as for the other stats of this weapon, it's got great bullet velocity, 620 meters per second, so you can hit moving targets no problem. It's got pretty abysmal hip fire, 5 there, which is just not good. You're not going to want to hip fire this gun unless you absolutely have to. The aiming down sight accuracy at 0.3 is actually surprisingly good. It's almost at assault rifle levels of accuracy. The reload speed, of course, is abysmal. It's got a box magazine, so don't reload this gun until you have a good place to hide. No machine guns really have good reload speed unless you're using one that actually has a normal magazine. The accuracy is not enough to really warrant anything beyond a 1 to 2 times magnification. Sometimes I like to run with the 2 times flip up sight on there. I'm using the Coyote sight right now, but I've actually, I guess in my mind, switched over to the Cobra sight. I think it's a better sight just because of the targeting reticle contrast with the environment around you. I've mentioned this a few times before, but as you can see from just any of my videos, there's tons of explosions, tons of fire going on. It's very easy to lose that tiny little red dot in the center of your screen, so I like the 3-prong approach, and just the high contrast of those 3 prongs allows me to always know where my targeting reticle is. The downside is that the Cobra sight can take a while to unlock for this gun because it's something that you're going to get in one of the black battle packs for this. The upside is that you have to get a ton of kills with it, and that is actually a lot of fun with this weapon. Just going on to domination servers, team deathmatch servers, even rush servers, just any place where there's a good concentration of infantry for you to take advantage of the fact that your gun does not need to reload. Now, if you're looking at your weapon unlocks and you see the MG4 all the way at the end of the support class progression, and you realize it's going to take you quite a while to get that MG4, you might have better luck completing the single player campaign and choosing the ending that, I won't give it away, but it has something to do with Irish. If you choose that ending, you will unlock the M249, and that is a very comparable weapon. Like I said before, there's so little differences between the M249 and the MG4. It's really just a small recoil difference that that gun is going to perform virtually identical. You know, you're not going to pick up one and think, oh, this gun is so much better. It's really going to be a much more fine-tuned thing that you're only going to notice after using both weapons for a significant period of time. So that pretty much wraps it up for my review of the MG4. I really just love this machine gun. Every single time I pick it up, I'm having a good time with it. I mean, I guess you could put attachments on it to make it not as good, but if you fit it out the way I told you to, you're gonna be having a blast. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.